And we'll get to that home explosion here in just a second. But first, we do want to head to Wise County, where you can see in this live picture from HD Chopper 8 right now, this is an urgent search for that missing 7-year-old girl I just told you about, who is the subject of that Amber Alert. That alert issued this afternoon for Athena Strand. She was last seen Wednesday evening near the town of Paradise. Take a look there. There's her picture if you happen to see this little girl. Let's get out to our Sydney Persing, who just talked to the Wise County Sheriff. Sydney, a lot of people have been out looking for this little girl. Can you give us an update on the search at this hour?
Hey, Jason, sure thing. So first, I think it's important, worth noting that we're coming up on 24 hours since that young girl's stepmother first reported her missing. You can see right behind me the investigation, the search is still very, very intense. This is just a drop in the ocean. You can see a good number of cars, people out here on the ground. This line of cars, these groups of people, they stretch all the way down this road in several directions. Right here, this is sort of where it starts to taper off, but you can see this is what's considered the command center. My understanding is that the sheriff was just in a briefing, so this was pretty heavily populated a couple hours ago. My understanding is a lot of those folks went to that briefing, which is just wrapped up, and then further back where you're looking, back that way, is Athena's father's home, where she was last seen. When I spoke with the sheriff last, I think it's really important, we spoke with him and we said, any working theories right now? He did say from their interviews with the family, at the moment, at last check with the sheriff, they do believe that she left the home following a family argument, but there are just so many questions. It's been, good several hours, almost 24, that they simply cannot rule anything out. So they're searching, but they're not happy with the fact that they haven't found anything yet. When I spoke with the sheriff, he said they had no leads, no tips. The dogs they have, the choppers they have, high technology that is supposed to be really helpful in situations like this. And up until this point, it just has not been.
Just really disappointing, really bad news there, Sydney. We know that with these things always, time is so much of the essence. What do we know this afternoon about why the Amber Alert was issued nearly 24 hours after this little girl was last seen?
Well, Jason, first, I think it speaks to, again, that urgency and the desperation, really wanting everyone's eyes on this little girl, working to help find her. I can tell you that, so many of the search volunteers that were around me at the time when that Amber Alert went out, they came up to me and they said, does this mean that she was abducted? Is there an indication of that? I called the sheriff, I texted him. He said there's no indication, that's not what that means. But again, they just really want all eyes on this little girl and on this search, because you can probably tell from looking at me, it is chilly out here. There's a lot of cloud cover, it's windy. It's really uncomfortable, even as an adult dressed up in a jacket. So, the volunteers, the search parties out here, they are in tears, telling me, and you'll hear from them more at 6 tonight, but talking about the fact, imagine how cold this little girl must be walking around out here. It is going to get dark soon. So again, it just speaks to that urgency of really needing everyone to be looking for her and having all boots on the ground. And hopefully we'll get more information from the sheriff soon.
Sydney, you're so right. These stories, they really do get you. A lot of people hoping, holding out hope for this little girl and for her family. Let us know if you hear anything else from out there. We'll look for updates for sure. Thank you.